All right, today we have find the terms and coefficients. So what we're supposed to do is we have to basically, we're given a polynomial right here, and we're supposed to find the terms and the coefficients of this such polynomial that they give us. So let's go ahead and do number one first. We have 7x squared plus x over 2 plus 7. So let's go ahead and find the terms first. So what are the terms? The terms are basically anything separated by the plus sign or the minus sign. So those are the terms. So there's three terms right here, 1, 2, 3, and they're separated by the plus sign. So the terms in this one is 7x squared, and we have x over 2, and we have 7. Those are the terms. So now let's go ahead and find the coefficients. To find the coefficients, it's basically just the numerical value in front of the terms, right? The x's, let's say. 7 is not going to be a coefficient because it's a constant. So 7, we're not going to write down 7. We're only going to write down the 7 right here. So 7. And then basically this, the x divided by 2 can be rewritten as 1/2 x, right? So what is the numerical value in front of the 1/2 x? It is going to be the 1/2, right? So that is going to be a coefficient. So that is going to be a coefficient, 1/2. So that's it. That's it for number one. We found our terms, which they are separated by the plus sign. We found our coefficients, which is just a numerical value. And since 7 right here is a constant, we're not going to write that one down. So let's go on to number 2. Let's go ahead and find our terms now. What are our terms? Remember, they're separated by the plus sign. So in this case, our terms are 8x and 3. Those are going to be our terms. Now let's go ahead and find our coefficients. What are our coefficients? Any numerical value in front of pretty much the x right here. Since 3 is a constant, we are not going to write down 3. So 3 is not a coefficient. The only coefficient here is 8. So 8 is our coefficient. All right, let's go ahead and do number 3. Let's go ahead and find some terms now. Again, the terms are anything separated by the minus or the plus sign. Well, we're basically just adding a -2. So let's just pretend for a second that there's a plus sign right here. So plus -2. Just pretend that that's there's an invisible plus sign, because in reality, terms are anything separated by the plus sign, not really a minus sign, but I just say it like that just to be a little bit clearer. But in reality, there's a invisible plus sign right there, so just keep that in mind. So our terms are going to be the square root of 2.6 x squared. There's going to be 36x and -2. Those are going to be our terms. So make sure you write down that negative. You don't miss it when you have a negative term, because we're basically just adding a -2, right? So make sure to keep that 2. It's not -2. We're not going to exclude. Well, it is, but we're not going to exclude that negative. Just make sure to get that negative there, all right? So let's go ahead and find our coefficients. Again, anything in front of the x. So it's just, well, anything in front of the variable. So it's just 2.6 and 36. -2 is not let's say it's not it doesn't have a variable in it. -2 is a constant, right? So we're not gonna list that down for the coefficients. So yeah, that's basically it. That's how you find the terms and coefficients, and yeah, that's it.